Jorge and Kathleen. I don't know which one will start. We'll wrap up and take the main conclusions, and then we'll close the session afterwards.
Okay. I will be short because I was at the back of this meeting and I saw some people already with their eyes closed, so maybe it's time to stop. It has been a long but a very interesting day. It was all about the prison officer. There is one question that we will keep in mind. Who wants to become a prison officer? Because in this question we can conclude, who do we want that becomes a prison officer? But the most important question I remembered of this meeting is, who is proud to be a prison officer? And I think with this question we can go home, because Dorin said that we are not living in a fairy tale, but we can all have together one dream. Because we have to believe that prison officer is a very important job. We have to invest in the human capital. We have to make it like an attractive role, also with an attractive salary. And this project is not a closing project, but I think it's the beginning of making a new generation who will work and enter in our prisons. We need the support of policymakers and about our prison administration, but most of all, I think we need you all to be the best ambassadors for the PO21 project, and I think this is not a closing, but a beginning, and we have to continue the good work. Thank you.
Thank you.
Very well, Kathleen. Well, just to compliment, I think that, and I subscribe all things that Kathleen has said, but I would divide this conference in 3 lessons. First lesson is what to do in order to improve quality standards of prison officers and the prison system in general. The second lesson was how to do it, and the third lesson was about hazards and challenges. So to answer the first questions, we have the project intellectual outputs. We have the materials, we have the recommendations, we have the professional profile and requirements, we have the skills and competencies framework, among other instruments. So to answer this first lessons, we have the project prison officers of the 21st century outputs. How to do it? We also heard during the day that we need to rethink prison officers training and competencies framework. We need to do and we need to engage innovative and out-of-the-box approaches. We heard and we learned from the Unlocked Graduates program from England. And we also learned that the importance of international networks as policy and diplomatic ambassadors, Europris, ICPA, UN, ODC, not allowing the dust to cover the prison services and its staff. Hazards and challenges. We also heard Devil's Advocate and his wisdom. We heard about the threats, the barriers, the obstacles, and the real-life histories. We also heard about mistakes, experimental approaches, lessons learned from previous attempts. We heard about structural challenges, financial challenges, the chronic under-dimensioned budget of the prison services, infrastructure challenges, old physical facilities, old-fashioned equipment, aging of prison staff, increasing complexity of specific needs of the prison population. But we also heard common beliefs that change is possible, possibilities to improve are unlimited, prison officers want knowledge, prison officers need knowledge, and that investing in human capital is making a better world. So the biggest lessons or challenge of all will be, I believe, to develop a new project with all these 95 exceptional prison staff that are here today, with these 13 countries and 15 organization partners. From my perspective, I'm looking forward to it. Pedro, good luck.
Thank you. So, ladies and gentlemen, dear colleagues, esteemed friends, we are just closing. And me and Doreen will be closing. I'll be closing on behalf of ICPA. Closing on behalf of IPS. Even though I'm also a board member of ICPA, that's not the hat I'm wearing today, and as you all know. But just before closing, I would like to thank you all first, and as well to the team that has been working not only these days, but many, many days before from IPS. So I would like you to stand up, please. I would like to start to thanking Carolina and Anna that are on the top there. As well, yeah. Can we just clap to everyone at the end, because otherwise we'll be clapping all the time, and we want to keep it short. Rita and Inês, Leonardo, Beatriz, and Catarina. And then as well, very much to Teresa from the DGRSP, because she's been very, very helpful during these days to support the conference. So thank you very much. So something else I would like to say is that we have plenty of boxes. So that means that if you want to take some extra boxes for your own institution or to the training center, to your academy, if you think that is useful, please at the exit when we go out of the auditorium, take a box with you. You're very welcome to do so. And lastly, I think that's it, right? So from IPS side, well, keep looking keep taking a look about what we will be doing. Some of you know our magazine, Justice Trends. Some of you know the Training Academy and resources that are available. Please explore the website of the PO21. There's a lot of resources out there that we can use. Just use them, please. About the ideas for projects, we will work on that. And we have a board meeting tomorrow, so we'll be discussing all these issues. Thank you very much to all of you. Doreen, please.
Stay here. I have to transmit 3 messages to you. One message is from Master Yoda, the second message is from Charles Dickens, and the third message is from Mr. Peter Severin. So Master Yoda says, because I'm a big fan of Star Wars, is the Force is strong in this. So he said that when he mentioned Anakin Skywalker. I said also that the Force is strong in us as a team, the Force is strong in us as a practitioner working in the field of corrections. The second message, and because it's late and I'm getting old, I don't have the capacity to memorize the Charles Dickens quote from The Story of Two Cities. And it's also applicable to the prison environment. So Mr. Charles Dickens says, "It was the best of time, it was the worst of times. It was the age of wisdom, it was the age of foolishness. It was the epoch of belief, it was the epoch of incredulity. It was the season of light, it was the season of darkness. It was the spring of hope, it was the winter of despair. We had everything before us, we had nothing before us. We are all going directly to heaven, however, we are all going directly the other way around." Short. So, dear colleagues, this is the message from Charles Dickens. It's about what we will do. So it's staying at a crossroad, and we choose to go to the winter of despair or to go to the spring of hope. And this is now the time for the message. I represent here Mr. Peter Severin, who is down under and is not capable to be here. So I'm representing him and transmit the message. Mr. Das Neves, if it's possible, just introduce the website of icpa.org.
Yes, can we, Sr. Francisco, podemos ligar só este computador para projetar, se faz favor?
So, dear colleagues, if you go and if you check icpa.org, we will see that if you like Portugal, we will kindly invite you to come in March at the 3rd International Correctional Research Symposium 2023. It's about rehabilitating, reintegration, research and reflection on what works. So one of the reasons that we discuss is that ICPA as a global organization is not so focused on bringing these events to the frontline correctional staff. This is an example that we are open to give the floor to the people, to the women and men who are working day by day in prison environment. And this is just one of the examples. This autumn we will be in Belgium, so there will be again another good opportunity to meet each other and to share experiences and to identify new opportunities for new projects. So as Mr. Charles Dickens says, it depends on us on what we are choosing, to go on this way or to go on the other way around. And this is again another example of ICPA. I was a proud board member for 12 years. I'm happy that there is another energetic board member in the person of Mr. Das Neves in the board, because we need a little bit to shake this organization. I have an executive director 12 years ago, is Mr. Wozniak, who initially don't understand very well what is this guy pushing too much with the projects. Well, I think former executive director, what happens today in this environment, it's a good example that ICPA what was needed for ICPA to be involved in the project, because I don't know how many of you were familiar with this organization. Why is that? Because for a longer period, this organization addressed just the big sharks, the big director generals, the big head of services, and don't address the people that I work with them, at least in Bucharest and in Bremen. The front line, the real voice, the inner voice of a prison service, the backbone of an organization. The life expectancy of a prison governor in my country, and probably also in your country, is no more than 4 to 6 years. Or deputy director general or director general. So they come and go. What makes the system go forward is the staff. So this is why, as an organization, and I hope I will have a lot of activity to do in my new position as the head of Staff Training and Development Network, to convince my organization to be involved in activities like this project. So I give the message of Master Yoda, I give the message of Charles Dickens, and also I hope I deliver a very good message on behalf of my president, Peter Severin. So, dear colleagues, thank you.
Yes. So, Doreen, last word before we go. It's with us, Jessica Rockmore. She's the finance manager of ICPA, and she's in fact paying the bills. So thank you very much, Jessica, as well, for being here with us.